Hey everybody, and welcome back to another awesome day, a Pulsechain market update. Of course, we're going to get into all that. And of course, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to smash the subscribe button, hit the bell as well. If you're on Superman Crypto YouTube, Pulsechain YouTube, or Hex Token YouTube, definitely smash the subscribe button, hit the bell, and smash the like on the way in. Hey, it's YouTube. Let's get into it. We've got a few people in the house. We're going to be talking about Coast Onramp, Lifts Outlook. We're going to talk about that. It's really exciting. And of course, we're going to talk about the 9mm NFT Marketplace sneak peek as well. That is Marketplace number 7. I'd call it the big 7, and that's really cool. So we're waiting. 3 out of the 7 still to launch, right? Mincha, Pixel Park, and of course, we've got the 9mm as that has entered the space, which is going to be cool. And of course, 9mm is another ecosystem launching on a Pulsechain. In other words, multi-protocols, which is pretty cool. That's exciting, I know. Let's get into the comments. Let's go. We're going to have a look at who's here. Never fear, Life Beneath is here. How are you today? Not too bad. Not too bad. The weather outside is a bit of a mix, but good enough to do some, go for a walk and do some work. We've got the ultimate strategy, EHEX, PLS, and PLSX, and Attend for the win, of course. Every day we say this, of course, and it is the golden strategy of Richard Hart, and we're a big maxi believer of that. So onwards and upwards. Wookie's in the house there. Good to see Wookie. Wookie Monster, Cookie Monster Wookie. We got Sandy Beach as well. Hello, Hex Token and everybody. Good to see Sandy Beach. And of course, Sandy Beach is an influence in the Pulsechain community, and of course, particularly focused around health and fitness. So if you haven't followed that, you want to be inspired, definitely give Sandy a follow. That's her latest tweet there. Sometimes we bring them up on screen. We didn't do that today though, but there it is. Just follow the link and you'll get some good inspiration there from Sandy. Craig Pitt, morning everybody. Good to see you, Craig. Welcome to the hangout of Pulsechain. Hexcavator as well. Hey gang, good to see Hexcavator. Now it is the end of day 152 on Pulsechain. So we're about to start day 153. We're going to talk about the results and our market updates. Then we're going to get into some of the project stuff, right? As we normally do. We've got Hexcavator in house. Good to see Hexcavator. And of course, Archie. Hi all. Good to see Archie. Now, Archie's been posting a lot of alpha. If you're into the TRH, TYCZ games, Archie's been posting a lot of that in the chat number 2. We've got 7 chats inside the Discord, the Hex Token Discord. The link is in the video description. Join up. I encourage you. And of course, we've got 7 chat groups in there. And number 2 is Pulsechain projects. And Archie's been providing a lot of updates around TRH and strategy and things like as his view on where that's heading. So a big shout out to Archie for that. Just some of the cool analysis and insights that you get in the old Hex Token Discord and from the community, which is awesome. We got Wookie in the house. Says Wookie is here with his big brain. It must be good. Nice one there, Wookie. Who else has jumped in there? Pudding Guru. Up and away, says Pudding Guru. Absolutely. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Oh, we like that. Woohoo! Let's get it. I like the attitude in the chat today. Very bullish. I like that. Passive income cash flow. Let's go. Absolutely strong arms in the house. We've got Brennan as well, our TA expert and moderator from the Hex Token Discord. Big shout out to Brennan. Morning Superman and family. Adam Chadwick. Hello all. I love me some Primo Evening Alpha. Hey Adam. Me too. Me too. Let's enjoy. Enjoy together. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hexcavator says we dig Archie's alpha. Yeah, Archie does some great commentaries on things like the TRH GameFi. It's really cool if you're playing that game. All right, should we get into it? Let's do it. Let's jump into the market updates. Bam, and let's get into it. So there we go. So we're going to start with the stock market. Stock market today, Dow ends higher as focus shifts to consumer inflation. So that's 2 good days in a row, right? Am I right? Yeah, 3 good days in a row from the stock market. Green, green, green. And we like that. And of course, we talked about it at the beginning with Fundstrat's Tom Lee. You guys know him. He's an interesting fellow, very smart guy, and he makes predictions all the time around crypto. But in any case, he's got the S&P 500 target at 4,800 by the end of the year, which is pretty amazing. And so far, it's starting to move that direction, which is pretty exciting. We got the Dow Jones up 0.2% at the moment. It's sitting at 33,804, so up 65 points. The S&P 500 is up 0.43%, 19 points to 4,376. And this is the one that Tom Lee was talking about heading towards 4,800. And man, the week's kicked off pretty well following that sort of expectation. The Nasdaq is up 0.7% with all the tech companies in it. up almost 97 points to 13,659. So wow. There we go. Let's have a look at commodities. US dollar is down a little bit, actually, again. Second day is at 105.46. Let's have a quick look at the commodities. Oil is down, so West Texas and Brent oil down 3% on West Texas to $83.29, and Brent oil, they're down 85. So that's pretty interesting, right? Let's go have a look at the last month, because we really come off some highs up here. Brent oil, for example, was up at $95 in September. $95, and all the way back down now to 85. So $10 almost shaved off there as well, which is kind of cool. Hopefully that will flow into the pump, right, and lower inflation. We'll have that sort of a peak inflation there for a little while, but hopefully it's come back and helping with reduced inflation. Now, gold is up just a tad, up to $1 to $1,888, which is good luck in Chinese again. We're getting all these 888s. Have you noticed that lately? Getting all these Chinese lucky numbers here. Anyway, we got silver is up 0.3%. That's up about 8 cents there to $22.20, and that's been moving up slowly too. You can see that in the chart over the last month, been moving up, which is pretty cool. So those are the markets. Let's have a look at the commentary. Producer price inflation. So this is kind of like manufacturing inflation, surprise to the upside on Wednesday, but that was largely brushed aside with just a day until September. Now, obviously, producer price inflation is kind of a lead indicator for retail inflation, or the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, and it's kind of surprised boop back up there, which is not generally good. We want obviously that to be pulling down. It's kind of a leading indicator for the Consumer Price Index. But in any case, the Consumer Price Index is expected to have slowed to 0.3% in September, while the core measure, which excludes food and money, which is kind of hilarious in many ways, right? Food and money, energy, and is more closely watched by the Fed, is forecast to have remained steady at 0.3%. So that's kind of the expectation there. We can see that on the chart there. So previously, it was actually up 0.6% on the CPI on a month-to-month basis there, but 0.3% what we're expecting. We forecast that the headline CPI rose by 0.32% in September, down from August, as a lower acceleration in energy prices brings down the headline CPI. I guess it's going to reverse the following month, but that is the expectation there. The other good news, and this is quite good news too, the Fed members backed future hike at September meeting. So when they did their last meeting for rate hikes and they had a no change, the Fed minutes from its September meeting released Wednesday showed that most Fed members were backing one more rate hike, and we've talked about that before. It was certainly in their forecast as well, giving them the room to do that. The minutes, however, were deemed to be stale on arrival. In other words, dead on arrival, pretty much, as many Fed members now appear to have shifted to a dovish tone. And that's good news. Not a hawkish tone, but a dovish tone. And maybe we won't get that rate, at least in the near term, since September, following the recent surge in Treasury yields. Remember, we got 2 more meetings this year, 1st of November and then December. And of course, the market is now getting pretty, pricing in a no change, which is good for us. It's good for us in crypto. So let's have a quick look at the Fed rate monitor. Have a quick look at that before we move on to crypto. So we got 6 days and 8 hours to go until the Fed meeting on the 1st of November at 2 p.m. So everything is lining up pretty nicely, to be honest. So not too bad. And look at this. The market's only 9% of the market now is expecting another 25 basis point rate hike. So that's really good news for us. So we're at 5.5% at the moment, and the market's looking confident. And we're getting some encouraging signs from some of the presidents in the Federal Reserve. So that's looming. That's looking good. Let's see what December holds for us, though. December's still holding on to 26% of people expecting a 25% basis rate hike there. So we will fingers crossed. But at the moment, it's heading in the right direction, folks. Heading in the right direction, which is good news. And that's why we cover it. That's why we cover the stock market and the Federal Reserve, because we like to be informed, right? Not ignorant. Not suddenly, why did that happen? And because we just weren't following it. At least we've got a decent clue of where the trend is heading at the moment. So I hope you guys find this interesting. Let's jump over to crypto. Crypto holding up at the moment. Obviously, Bitcoin there breaking down down from 27,000. We're at 26,810, down 2.3%. Ethereum there is at 1566, down 0.25% as well. Pretty much everything is down. To some degree, there are a few green signs, of course. Bitcoin Cash is it's holding pretty much steady, just up slightly. What else is looking interesting there? Link is up 1.6% to $7.40. What else has managed to etch out a little bit of an increase there? Maker is up 1.2%, $1,397, and XMR is up 0.85% to $153. So that's kind of the highlights there. Not too much happening, but holding. What we don't want is Bitcoin to go below 24,800. That's what we don't want. So at the moment, it's chilling with the homies, and everything's kind of looking kind of good. So let's have a closer look at Bitcoin. We've talked about our window of opportunity, and the window of opportunity is still looking very good. Obviously, but there's geopolitical issues at the moment, but then there's also stuff around the Speaker of the House in the United States and the budget. So those are still out there, right? So we've got to keep tabs on that. But at the moment, we're ticking through. We definitely had Bitcoin be tapered off. These big markets are typically pretty manipulated, right? So that's why we're probably seeing the profit taking. But we did manage to bounce off today, 26,500. We bounced off that today. So that is the daily. Our window of opportunity is still intact despite the move down. We had a death cross here, and then we've had a golden cross here. But this death cross was a fake out. Will the golden cross be a fake out? Question mark. But once again, we really don't have any. There's nothing really bad coming that I can see, but there's nothing really good either. We've got the halving next year, 17th of July. I think that's about it on there. I don't even know if I have that on the chart. I think I may do. Anyway, I'll do the Bitcoin halving over here. So still quite away from that. Let's have a look how many days we're away from the Bitcoin halving. Bam, bam, bam. 190 days. So still over 6 months away. It's still a while away yet. But once we sort of get into late October, early November, maybe we'll start to get a little ramp up there. And of course, still looking bullish for the end of the year. I'm fairly bullish all the way through to about mid next year on the opportunity to move higher. And so let's see whether Bitcoin's got to lead the way. So that's pretty much it. So that's kind of cool. Let's have a look at the Zonium. You can see we've got a horizontal support here at 24,800. We really want to hold that, and we've got our angular support here as well. We want to hold that trend up as well. So very important there. Hopefully we'll get some green days and maintain this golden cross. If anything, maybe we'll see some zigzagging in this with a death cross again and a golden cross. So we're gonna have a double. We have had doubles before, so maybe we'll get another double as well. But this is very shallow, very shallow on the double. So let's see whether the market can get ourselves moving up higher. Anyway, that is kind of Bitcoin. That leads us into Ethereum. I'm going to talk about that. So let's get into that. So Ethereum is got some bullish outlook. So Ether, the second largest cryptocurrency, may rise more than fivefold. That's 5 times or 5x in value by the end of 2026. So obviously that'd be the first year. Well, let me think. 24, 25, 26. I guess that would be the second year, is it? Yeah, second year of the next president, whoever's next president. And of course, that is the expectation. We got its latest prediction of rocketing crypto prices. Ether may hit 8,000 over the next 2 years as it becomes more widely used in blockchain-based governance known as smart contracts. Now, this is the good news, right? The good news is obviously Pulsechain is the first full system state fork of Ethereum. And so, arguably, we should get the same sort of benefit, right? If we're operating well, we've got all the same sort of protocols. We've got our own innovative protocols. We've got a big influencer army, a big community. We can focus on growing. We can really keep pushing forward. The big holders in the ecosystem stay the course as well. And then I think everything's going to be pretty good. We should be able to shine, especially as we move into a bull market, which was what this would be. That Pulsechain should benefit dramatically. Most other chains don't have any of those factors, right, which they need. And Pulsechain is the most similar in terms of its support crew for making this happen. So, and we got superior tokenomics as well, right, with the buy and burns and everything else. So pretty bullish from that point of view. So smart contracts as well as gaming and tokenization of traditional assets. And of course, we're probably going to see more of this, right? The tokenization of traditional assets. Obviously, PowerCity's doing that. With the mobile homes, was it? The mobile homes, can't remember what they're called. You can remind me in the chat there, I've forgotten the name. But those sort of things. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. And this was from Stan Chart, head of FX research, which is pretty cool. So I thought that was a good parallel to Pulsechain. Ether was trading at Wednesday at about $1,575. Assessing the value of cryptocurrencies is fraught with difficulty. Surprise, surprise, surprise. As tokens such as Ether or Bitcoin are not backed by traditional assets, assets lack the gauges used in price stocks, bonds, and currencies. The price of cryptocurrencies are generally driven by the sentiment of investors. Indeed, they are. You can see that in the charts for quite some time now, especially in the bear markets. It's bear markets there. We see the 8,000 level as a stepping stone to our long-term structural valuation estimate of 26 to 35,000. Get that out of here, right? They're talking about 8,000 as a stepping stone to the long-term structural valuation estimate of Ethereum of 26 to 35K. That's some awesome stuff there. So pretty cool. That valuation assumes future use cases and revenue streams. And guess what we've got on Pulsechain, right? We've got all the developers. They're building out this huge roadmap. We already went through that yesterday. Over 100 projects and more coming, more ecosystems are coming. So, if this is the narrative for Ethereum, what's the narrative for Pulsechain? It's got to be pretty awesome, right? And we're going to be talking about Coast today. That's our next topic coming up, and how that's revised their on-ramp lifting, so the fiat on-ramp expectations. So we're going to talk about that. The valuation assumes future use cases and revenue streams that may not have emerged yet, although the real-world use cases of gaming and tokenization should support their development. And this is what I would like to see too. We have seen a lot of kind of casino type of games come out, but actually getting, gaming. We've got Web3 coming, of course. We've got Web3, but getting more of that sort of stuff is going to be a boom town as well. I don't think crypto fully successfully managed to get the gaming community, which is ginormous in the world, using crypto and getting paid for it. I think that's a really, whoever cracks that, I think that's like a killer app. If you can crack that with gaming and crypto, if you can really get on top of that and bring that on Pulsechain, that would be wonderful. Getting into that gaming market, that is ginormous and could be an absolute income killer for absolutely awesome for particularly young people that play games. Although that's typically people into their in their 40s, etc. plus. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. World use cases of gaming and tokenization. Now, Kendrick told Reuters that the structural valuation estimate was very, very long term. And here we are, say 2040, 20 there for Ethereum. But hey, who knows? Markets can do some pretty exciting things. And particularly if Bitcoin managed to super rally as well with these halvenings, then you could see some pretty exciting stuff happening with Ethereum and Pulsechain as well. Pulsechain being superior in most cases these days, with the build out of developers, the influencer army, many other things, and superior tokenomics. There's a lot of things to take into account. But of course, momentum is important and growth is important. Ether has gained some 30% this year, although remains almost 70% below all-time highs at $4,869 in November 2021. Stan Chart said in July that top crypto token Bitcoin could reach 50K this year and 120K by the end of 2024. Woohoo! Bring it on. That'd be pretty exciting. I would also like to, got to keep track of the monetary supply as well. I'm more of a monetarist, if you guys haven't worked it out. But that is kind of the play. Bitcoin was largely trading at around 27,000. It says obviously we'll just break through that at the moment. But that is some of the outlook there. And we know the next cycle is going to be awesome. Yeah, we've had a lot of things align really. So we'll just keep looking at the positives versus the challenges and see how we get on. So that was a pretty good article. And I thought a nice little parallel to Pulsechain as well. We're only on day 152, folks. I mean, really, and the community's been delivering, and we're getting a lot of big protocols this month, next month as well. And then we've got tons and tons to follow in after that, especially with the Fetch Oracle launching this month. So bullish. So very excited about that. Hope you guys enjoyed that article. Thought it was pretty good. All right, that brings us on to even more bullish news. Stoic here from Coast. This is our Coast Onramp up lifts the outlook. Last week, Coast added a net $780,000 to Pulsechain through CST stablecoin, the first stablecoin on Pulsechain, of course, backed by fiat currency. That's 40.5 million annualized. Now, remember, CST, the fiat-backed currency, was the option of choice for Richard Hart. He was asked, what's the best model? Because there's four main type of model classes for stables. What's the one that you prefer? And he said a fiat-backed one. So that was pretty interesting. And look, Coast delivered it, CST there. So they've got a new estimate here. So they've got a target of 50 million, and that's the current one. And of course, they've got an annualized amount here now at 40.5 million, which is pretty good actual versus target, right? And it's exciting to see. Now, what makes this possible? Well, it's you guys, everybody in the community. It makes this possible because you guys use the Coast app and you guys get your referrals. You guys spread the word. That's what it's all about. That is what's going to make it sort of self-fulfilling. So we've got Brian's link. His link's in the video description. I'm not sure if he's in the chat today, but yeah, he's in the chat. But he'll post this link to Coast if you want to on-ramp fiat directly into Pulsechain. Maybe you're doing it on a monthly basis, whatever your dollar cost strategy is or whatever, but you can go directly to Pulsechain. And thinking that Brian's just posted in his membership. He just jumped to 20 months. Woo-hoo-hoo! Well done, Brian. Now, Brian's a huge supporter of the Hex Token channel and, of course, the Discord. He is our community leader, so he's got the top job. But pretty awesome, Brian. Thank you so much, and I really do appreciate it. Now, Brian, I think was still at number 3 yesterday. He dropped from number 2 to number 3 on the referral ranking for Coast. So he's been doing his part, spreading the word and get onboarding people to Pulsechain. So if you want to use his link is in the video description, and you get 5,000 weight tokens for your for benefit. So it's good luck for you. It's a win-win situation, and you also get to directly on ramp your fiat onto Pulsechain to the CST. And the CST has been very stable. Been very, very stable. We got another comment in there. I got to play that one. That's from Brennan. Brennan, your classic. Brenton is also our Fortnite leader as well. I like that. That is true. He is the master gamer, this old Brian, and leads the team to victory on many occasions, which is pretty awesome. Brian says anyone only need one more referral to get back to second place LFG. So if you are going to on ramp to fiat to Pulsechain, definitely use Brian's link in the video description. And of course, here it is in the chat as well. Nice one there, Brian. All right, let's jump past that. And that is cool news. Let's have a look at the chart here. We can see that they've got this on a weekly view. So there is a data analytics page on the Coast site, which is the fiat on ramp to Pulsechain, and you can see that the big jump in the weekly onboarding. So 651,000 CST stable coins was minted on the old Coast there. So it's awesome, almost 1 million in just 1 week. So 52 weeks in a year, right? So it's getting exciting. We obviously ramped up here too. We were sitting at around quarter of a million last couple of weeks, getting up to maybe 300,000, and then a huge jump to 851,000. So awesome stuff. Obviously, this week here is probably in progress, the current week, but man, we just want to continue this on. 50 million is the target. That's like a million a week, isn't it? And so that's kind of the target there, doing very well indeed. Now, there is burning, of course. People do redeem as well. That's what it's about. So you can redeem. We had about 70,000 redeem on the current week as well. So that's kind of not last week at least. So that's kind of cool. All right, so that is kind of cool. And if you annualize that out at the moment, that's with a net 780k added in the last week, then that's an annualized amount of 40 million, which is awesome, heading towards that 50 million. So I do encourage all of you in the community to use it to onboard. If you want to tell friends and people to come to Pulsechain, really is going to be one of the top chains in crypto, and you want to be there on the bull market, don't you? It's got superior tokenomics, a huge influencer army, huge community, and of course a huge roadmap as well, or projects. So it's going to be big fun in the old Pulsechain. There's only going to be a couple of chains that really rule them all, right? And Pulsechain is definitely heading for that destiny. So pretty cool. Pulsechain, as I always say, is the people's chain, and of course is revolutionizing DeFi too, which is fun to see. All right, let's move on from there. That is pretty much the Coast on ramp. Let's jump over to Pulsechain results for day 152. We've got Pulse there at the moment at quadruple 0415, up 1.13%. Currently 41% of the sacrifice price, but about 2 times the whale price there. And we've got Pulsex at the moment at quadruple 0108. That is up 0.6%. And of course, what else we got there? One Pulse at the moment will get you 3.82 Pulse X. So it's pretty stable around that ratio at the moment. The buy and burn though continuing to go up, and I like it, a lot. 473.7 billion Pulse X has been bought and burned, part of the superior tokenomics on Pulsechain. Very cool. And that is, what is that? Is that correct? Have I got this right? I don't know. So what have we got there? I think I've changed something here. Let's exclude the OA. And yeah, we're at 2.29% of the public supply is now burnt. 2.29% of the public supply is now burnt. So that's awesome. It's just slowly ticking away in the background, folks, burning that public supply. And of course, we expect the OA, the origin account, its supply to just be inactive. That's what we expect to happen there, just like we see elsewhere in the Richard Hart ecosystem. So pretty cool. All right, we got the incentive token there at 96.5 cents, down 0.5%. The ratio up to Pulse has actually fallen today, 23,252, but still holding over that 23,000 mark. We've got well over 13 million of incentive tokens in supply, and the buy and burn is, the burn, I should say, for incentive is now 103,791 incentive tokens have been burned through the TRH protocol game, which is pretty cool by Jacob and the BNB PulseBot team. We've got PHEX at the moment is at 00738. We've got EHEX at 0031, which is pretty much the same as yesterday from memory. So the combined price of EHEX and PHEX is still holding over 1 cent. So that's cool. I'd like to keep it there and keep holding that 1 cent. 104 is the price there. Pretty cool. So PX is up 0.84 of a percent. That's kind of the number there. Finally, to wrap up the ratios, 1 PHEX equals 178 Pulse at the moment, and 1 PHEX equals 2.42 EHEX at the moment. So I think that's a little bit weaker from yesterday, but that's kind of cool. So let's have a quick look at the charts. This is the chart on Pulse at the moment. So we've actually got a longer looking ascending triangle we're trying to build out here. So let's see if we can get this arrow coming into play. And you can see we've actually managed, I said we needed to get a green candle. This is a very baby green candle, but at least we got a green candle today. We're about to close that in 2 minutes. 2 minutes, we're going to close this candle. But we really do need some green candles to start rising up out here and form a stronger ascending triangle, something like that. We do have higher lows. So we've got this high low here back on 27th of August. We got this higher low on the 12th of September. We did have a higher low here. We've kind of bounced around that position from there, but we basically hit this area about twice, and hopefully we can bounce off here and start moving up here and get some more bullish scenario. What we want to do get in eventually is over the 5,000 mark. Now remember, we've got liquid loans launching this month, the biggest protocol outside PulseX and Pulsechain, and of course that's we got the Fetch Oracle coming first, then the liquid loans, and they'll probably be within probably a week or two of each other, is my guess. They're based on information I've heard so far. So yeah, that is the play. But we want to get over this 5,000, and once we do, I think that's pretty bullish, and particularly if we get over 5,600. But it also depends on what some of the large holders doing as well. So just keep that in mind when we're looking at this chart. But otherwise, let's see if we can etch ourselves up to the higher level there. We've certainly got a lot of generally neutral, if not positive news around at the moment. And Pulsechain is about to unleash its biggest protocols. So fingers crossed on there. It's going to be collateralizing Pulse as well, right? So that's bullish, and bringing our second stablecoin, USDL, and of course also boosting leverage lending, which is just starting to enter the fray. PH Universe is probably the first protocol ecosystem that has bought leverage lending, and that's going to be supercharged with the liquid loans and Power City coming down the line as well. So that's food for thought there. Let's have a look at the RSI. The RSI is chilling down at 42. So plenty of room to move if we're going to have a nice little rally out the other side. Let's see how we go. All right, let's jump away from that. PLXX, pretty similar story. Obviously slightly weaker, but testing those two bottoms there, the higher lows being tested. And of course, the tighter Bollinger Band has actually broken down to the bottom side. But let's see if it can hold its momentum as well. RSI there is also chilling down at about 43 also on the daily. So we lost our little uptrend there, but we're sitting down at 43. Let's jump away to the incentive ratio. This is the one that's actually fallen down. So we're going to go to the ratio. This was holding up pretty well. Yeah, so we had a little reprieve in the incentive token. It was shedding non-stop, right? But we had a little reprieve. In fact, we've had a couple of little ones here on the daily, and we've just ended up selling all that down. Was just slightly higher though, because we did get down to this is on PulseX. I got the wrong one. Got the wrong one here. Oh well, we'll just have to jump past instead of can't be bothered finding the other one. That was PulseX. I meant to find Pulse on there. Happens sometimes, doesn't it? Every so often I'll pull up the PulseX one. Here is the PHEX. PHEX here is chilling down. Now PHEX has been on the weaker side actually. This has kind of been on the weaker side. We had tight Bollinger Bands as well, hoping for a break to the upside. But no, we got a sell down for 4 days. But we have managed to get a green ticket today. which is good news. And we've just closed this off, right? So that candle was just finished, and we're at 738, so 7300th of a penny, almost 7400th of a penny there. That is where we are on the moment. So hopefully we can get a big move up. We have got higher lows, so our low back here on the 25th of August. Then of course the next one on the 11th of September, and then we've got we had higher lows, but at least this is still holding a higher low at the moment. Fingers crossed there. And what else? We've got the RSI still chilling around 42 as well, all pretty similar. That's PHEX. HEX is really weak at the moment, so I don't know. There's probably going to be some nice upside to this eventually, but it's at 0.3 of a penny. So EHEX, this is bridged in EHEX, right? So it's actually bonded with Pulse as opposed to the EHEX on the Ethereum side. But obviously Ethereum is under pressure as well on the Ethereum side with the ETH price coming down. And so there we are at 0.3 of a penny, but there might be some really nice upside to that in the future if you're patient. You're certainly getting a lot of volume at that price. All right, so that is it. Let's jump away. Bam. That is kind of the numbers. Let's have a look at the validators. If it's going to populate. Yep. Oh, what happened there? We're at 44,330, so we're at the all-time high here on the validators. And of course, like I say, Pulsechain is the people's chain. We've got validators around the world, which is pretty cool. We've got 1.42 trillion is now staked and off the market, which is bullish. Let's go to the gas prices. We've got gas prices here at the moment. Well, it's not too bad. They're pretty cheap. 529,000 beats, which is pretty cool. We've got we're 428 times cheaper than Ethereum at the moment, and 653 times cheaper than Bitcoin. And you know, it's awesome. It's awesome. We got 0.7 of a penny for a PulseX swap, 500th of a penny for Pulsecoin transfer, and 1/10 of a penny for a PRC20 transfer at the moment on the old Pulse chain, which leads us into some new stuff we're going to talk about. We've got here ultrasound.money. This is Ethereum, and we can see that Ethereum is, you know, it's net deflationary since the merge it had, and now it's net deflationary. Look at that, which is pretty cool. It has started rising in the last wee while, even with super low Gwei, started rising. But yeah, it's pretty much net deflationary on there. And the cool thing about this is what I want to show you is that, you know, Ethereum has been very cheap at the moment, but we're hundreds of times cheaper, which is really bullish. It was at 450 times cheaper or something. But we've had pretty low Gwei in the market recently, right? So it's been pretty impressive. Let's go to the last sort of week. So last week on Ethereum, we've had about 5.3 Gwei, which has been pretty low. We've even been slightly around low fives, which has been pretty impressive over the last week. So it's been pretty long. Now, last year, 10th of September, it was pretty low. So we're going to have a slightly different profile, obviously, this year. But it should hopefully eventually rise back up into the teens. Now, that's going to be pretty interesting when it does. All right, so that's kind of cool. But the cool news about this is that the Pulse Coin List, which is a data site for Pulsechain, actually has added on a new data set. And you can see we've now got a similar chart that you see on Ultrasound Money, so which was pretty bullish. So it's great to see we're getting a lot of the stuff to be able to mirror Ethereum, of course, which Pulsechain is the full system stake fork copy of. And we can see now we've got charts like that too. Now, the only comment I would make is that I'd like to see a chart that starts from the beginning of the Pulse chain. So I'd like to see that for Pulse Coin List. So I will probably give them that feedback. We've got a 30-day chart. We've got different time periods. But I'd like to see, you know, we're 152 days in. I'd like to see, you know, the net inflation side that we see on the old Ultrasound Money. I'd like to see that as well on the old Pulse chain. Which is pretty cool. So if we go full here, you know, we got this. So I like to see a chart like that. It would be pretty cool. So anyway, where's the start date would be, you know, the beginning. So that's kind of cool data there. We've got lots of stuff around inflation on Pulsechain. You know, your burning over a 30-day period. We've got 69 billion burn on a per year basis, and the issuance at 80 billion there. So that's kind of, we're net inflationary at 0.38% based on this data for 30 days. So I'd like to see a Genesis clock on there. So some interesting stuff happening there. They got some gas prices in here too, showing out we're at 500,000 beats. They got the cool similarity to Ultrasound Money. So really, it's got all the charts like that. It's pretty cool. Really neat little site there. The top burning records as well. For blocks and stuff like that. So bullish. I really like the site. Very, very cool. And I hope they look to expand that a bit more. and mirror it as close as possible. Maybe the ultrasound money site would be pretty cool, or improve it as well. Why not? We are Pulsechain. We are Pulsechain. Resistance is futile. We are Pulsechain. I like that. Okay, I watched a bit of Borg stuff yesterday on the old Star Trek reruns. All right, let's go to we are Borg 1. Borg 1. If you guys know what that is, it was Borg 1. All right. Let's jump away from that. So that is pulsecoinlist.com. That's under the stats table there. They got lots of cool stuff, of course, token ranking sites and everything else like that. Really is a great site. If you haven't used it, pulsecoinlist.com. I'll post a link to it actually in the chat there if you guys want to check it out. But it is really cool. Pulsecoinlist site, yeah, boy. All right, so that is the link there. Bam, Coinlist site. Just go to the stats page and you'll be able to see that data. They got lots of cool stuff like ecosystem map as well with the whole ecosystem, which is pretty cool. Look at that. You can check by different types of products, content projects that are on Pulsechain. Lots of cool things like that. Isn't it beautiful? Beautifully rendered as well. Pulsechain, man. Got all the best stuff, right? Gaming. Let's have a look at gaming. Gaming there. Look at that. They haven't got any games, but there's gaming. There's definitely games. Web3 identity. Let's look at that. Web3 identity. Pulse domains. That's coming up soon. Pulse domains, Web3 identity. And I know some of you are playing on the testnet already with it. But Pulse domains coming. Where you'll be able to have a have a wallet address with a name on it, and it's going to be cool. All right, let's move away. Let's move away from that and get into Pulse Hex and PHEX and EHEX together. I forgot to talk about this chart. This is on investdex.io, which is the #1 workstation on Pulsechain, and we're at 1.04 cents combined with PHEX and EHEX. So a nice little pump there in the last couple of hours. Good news for the chain, which is pretty cool. And this is InvestDex. So if you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. We have had an interview with the founder some time back, and really nice guy, and has been working on this for a couple of years, and it's a beautiful place to do a workstation. There's so many features and stuff like this. It's a full-on live stream just by itself, but definitely well worth checking there on investdex.io. I'll post a link to that in the chat as well if you want to check that out. And bam, that is workstation #1. So much to explore on there, definitely, and they're growing pretty strongly too on their socials. He's been doing a great job with that. And I did encourage them early on to get out there and do that, and they've done that. That's fantastic. So hats off to the InvestDex team. Really, really awesome information. So you guys can see we're really getting some good information sites. They're very important to support, the crypto environment, and really, really nice stuff there. Workstations, so you can just click on that, and you can sign in and get all your details, all that sort of stuff. Pretty cool. All right, that's going to get us into the other categories. We're going to get into the PUSD 20. So we're talking about rich art tokens. Let's have a quick look at the top protocols that are on the PUSD 20s. So most of these are classic copies from Ethereum, but we do have some new tokens in this list. This is my custom list, of course, for that have been launched fresh on Pulsechain. And so we've got DAI, PDAI, obviously pretty popular. We've been following that. Will it get to $1? Will it get to 10 cents? It's currently sitting at 0.0095. So it's just below 1/10 of a penny. It's kind of been sitting around here for a couple of days, but it's got a little slight uptrend in it. So we'll see. We'll keep watching it. At the moment, 0.009542 is the price. It's up 6%, so not too bad. This is the big target here on its back. The target is at 1/10 of a penny. 1 penny is up here, I should say. But the all-time high is around about just under 3/10 of a penny. That's kind of PDAI there. We'll keep watching that. Wrap Bitcoin has also been doing some pretty interesting things. It's kind of been chilling around here at around the $75 mark after sort of having a retrace there. So we'll keep watching that as well. It's definitely changed its structure quite a bit. We had these highs, lows, highs, definitely taking its time down here after that move higher. But, it's holding around $75. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I mean, it was in this zone here, right, for quite a bit of time in this $52 mark. Look at that. It was in there at least 3 times. Look on the chart structure. So we'll see how it goes. And the RSI at the moment on the daily is about 44. So room to move. It's going to make a move eventually. Teddy Bear Tracker up 3.6%. What else there? Treasury bill is down 9% there. So let's have a quick look at Treasury bill. That is down 9%. So it's down on the day and at the bottom range as well. Pretty speculative though, isn't it? But there we are. Maker is flat. SHIB and Pepe, the 2 big meme coins. SHIB is pretty much down 0.5%. And Pepe is up 3.5% there. Those are the 2 you might want to consider for the 9-inch decks coming. I know that Randy Alasky did a whole show on the 9-inch decks yesterday, so I don't know. I don't actually hadn't had a chance to watch that, but let us know in the chat if you have watched it, and if there was any insights around the 9-inch decks there, him being pretty much the #1 referrer for that project. So wait, fingers crossed on that. That's kind of the play there. Let's jump over to the next category, which is the middle-sized meme coins, and most of these are 9-inch as well. Access Alive is managing to hold on to $8,883. That's pretty cool, down 3.6%. The three big 9-inch tokens are Where'd the ETH Go? That's currently up 9% at 57 cents. Poor Pleb is up 20%, and Pulse Dodger is up 8%, 8.5%. So those are the three that you want to collect if you are going to be speculating on the 9-inch. And maybe Poor Pleb is up because I don't know, Randy covered it yesterday or something like that. We'll see. And I know Hexy Bastard put out a thing the other day. Hex Orange Address from Abit is up 35%, so it's a pretty good day in the office for that. Let's go quick look at the Hex Orange Address. Wow, they got pumped and then dumped and then pumped again. So there we are. Welcome to crypto. Pump and dump and pump and dumping. We're up 35% though on Hex Orange Address, so they haven't raided this chat for a while, which has kind of been a good thing. But there we are. I had too much oranges, too much vitamin C coming down there. Poor Pleb, let's have a quick look at that because that's up 20% as well. Pump, pump, pump. And you know, guys know I was talking about if you could get it for 3,500 with 5 zeros in front, that's a pretty good entry, 3,500, and that's not bad. And it's got pumped today, so it's now at 4,500. So that's a nice little gain there as well. And of course, you guys know I've been talking about this every day, so you know it's not financial advice. You know, we're playing probability, and that they will get support on the 9-inch decks with the single-sided staking and earn the BBC token. And that could be a bullish speculative play and maybe some decent earner for a while as well. Fingers crossed on that one. We'll see how we go. All right, finally, category 4, Pulsechain Projects, the main group, because this is the ones that add a lot of value, a lot of the strong DeFi, strong GameFi, etc. This is what we're looking at. And of course, we're looking by liquidity. Let's scoom down here. The best performer is Beetroot by liquidity, is at 5.5% up. Time Token up 3% there. Data Finance up 1.4%. Pulse Kitten up 3%. The next big one is Pulse LN is at up 20%. Nice move on that, by the way. That's 13K liquidity. Still a relatively small liquidity, but definitely is up nicely at 20%. So that's kind of the highlights. Communists as well. You communists, you communists out there. Communist is up 22%. But the liquidity is super small. This one 3K. So there's a real retail play here. That's why you know I filter by the liquidity size, because we want to get to the big players, right? You know, if you got $200 pool, that's not really that interesting, right? If it does 500% or whatever, it doesn't really make much sense. But let's have a look at my percentages. So top performer is Communists with their pools. They got a couple of pools there. PLN is up 21%, and Communists there. We got Plant is up 13%, so that's the TRH game. Plant is up. Now, if you want to see a commentary around Plant and stuff like that, get into our Discord. Archie put out a pretty full commentary on that yesterday, and that's under the chat number 2. Chat number 2, Pulsechain Projects. Check it out. Links to the Discord is in the video description. Join up today. Don't be late and get in there. We've got 1,250 people approximately in there, but you know, that's the way it goes. What else there? Beetroot is up 5%. That's pretty much it on that one. Burn token from TRH. So this Plant and Burn are both TRH games. They're both up slightly, which is pretty cool. Pulse Kitten's up. Fame, of course. Wow, Fame. Oh, that's changed a little bit there. Fame there. Oh, but that's down at 44 cents. So that had a bit of day. That is Fame. Fame has been crushing it, honestly. The results of Fame have been fantastic. Let's actually bring them up, actually, just because I wasn't planning to do this. But let's bring up Famous because the numbers are very encouraging. So let's bring that up. Stats. Let's go to stats. Let's have a look here. We got over 1.5 million in open interest. In other words, those are longs and shorts. What does that mean, long short? Longs means that you're betting that the price will go up. Shorts mean that you're betting the price will go down. And if they do that, then you're going to make a lot of money, right? And the more money you make depends on how much leverage you take. And you can get up to 30x leverage, which is huge. So, you know, it's pretty massive. So $100 becomes $3,000, something like that. So at the 30x. And you make way more money, right? Than just the $100 if you just had the $100 by itself. Open interest, yeah, huge. What else there? Total users 682, and that's slowed down a little bit there on the users from the looks of it. But the PHLP pool, $2.5 million, pretty good. The total fees have been spectacular, 163,489, really, really good results from that one. And of course, the total volume, $31.8 million total volume positions, amazing. So it's really been performing pretty well as well. So pretty cool. We're going to talk more about that on different lines, but I just want to touch on that one. Let's have a look at the APY actually, just while we're there. Let's go to the earn page, and we can see that 54% of fame is staked. The APY now is at 11%. That's fantastic. Really good yield there. And what else there? We've got the Pareto stake at the moment in PX is 18 to 47%. You can stake in that as well, get even a higher return with the fame. PX. And what else? The PHLP providing the actual liquidity. It's APR 87% at the moment. That's fantastic. This is really sustainable. You go to ROI games, we've covered those, but the APY just falls off the roof after like a month, right? Whereas this is probably going to be more sustainable for quite a bit of period of time, getting a high APR. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see this play out. And of course, Pulsechain's kind of new. It's probably got a much better chance of having a higher APR. So it's going to be interesting to watch that too. I think as Pulsechain gets more valuable, the pool size will be opened up as well. There is capacity limits on it. So that would be pretty interesting to see that play out. Even PH here on PX, the 4G pool is 28 to 71% APY. So that's pretty good. So these are very, very attractive. Really cool. Now, the other thing, of course, you can go on PHUX and just go into the buy all the assets, go into the pool and have a kind of a balanced portfolio. That's another way of doing it if you want to spread the risk even amongst the PH Universe protocols. But exciting stuff to see there. Really cool. All right. That leads us on into the 9mm Pro. We've talked about this. This is a sneak peek, right? Sneak peek of the 9mm Marketplace. And we've talked about the big ecosystems like PH Universe, Liquid Loans, Power City. There's a couple out there now. And we've also got 9mm Pro. They're another ecosystem dropping on Pulsechain with a number of protocols. One of them, of course, is this NFT market. And exciting to see that we've already got from them. The V3 DEX is on testnet at the moment. So we've got a V3 DEX coming to Pulsechain. And they've got a block explorer, of course. And here we are, we've got 9mm Marketplace as well. So great to have another ecosystem dropping on Pulsechain. And that's the place to be, right? Pulsechain is the place to be. Pulse OG, and of course you can see some of the images here. This is Pulse OG. They sold that outright too as well. And that actually has a staking airdrop thing. Well, at least an airdrop system in it as well to airdrop you their 9mm token when that launches. So it's kind of cool. Now, if you do buy them, that you're getting a much lower percentage than the people that originally issued them. So remember that. Yeah, let's just jump over to the next page. There's another little clip there of some of the collections on their marketplace. They're going to be when they launch that. This is really the NFT marketplace number 7. So they're the big 7 now. We had the big 6. Now it's a big 7. And yeah, we're definitely adding the 9mm to that with their big ecosystem dropping on Pulsechain. So yeah, and we have got 4 launched so far, right? We've got Beatbox. We've got NFT on Pulse. We've got Pulse Marketplace. And we've got NFT on Pulse Marketplace. Why have I forgotten the last one? That's terrible, right? I was doing really well up to that point. And anyway, we've got 4 at the market at the moment. We've got How to Pulse 1 there. It's out. Power City 1's out. No, Power City's coming. The Power City's coming. Pixel Park is still coming. We've got this one coming. And, of course, we've got Mintra coming. So we've got these 3 still yet to come out of the big 7 NFT marketplaces, which is a good number. 7 is a perfect number to have on the old Pulsechain. And, of course, people buy and sell the NFTs, which is pretty cool. So good news there from the 9mm protocol. And if you go obviously into the site, you can actually see that they've got the 9mm V3 DEX there. Is going to be cool. So that's coming. That's on testnet. We've played around with that a little bit. They've got the NFT marketplace coming, which is cool. So really nice there. They obviously sold out their team 9mm got sold out. So that was good news from them. Pretty cool. So that's pretty much where they're heading. And Explorer's coming, Block Explorer, which is pretty cool. We need some fast ones now. GoPulse, of course, is bringing us the Block Explorer, and they have touted it to be pretty amazing. So we do need the ultimate block explorer, particularly with US dollar prices on it too. Right? We need some prices on these things on the explorers. So fingers crossed for that too. All right, so that is 90mm, and we're going to talk more about them as they keep growing on Pulsechain. The other thing is GoPulse. Talking about GoPulse, we just rolled out a big update to GoPulse /portfolio. So if you're using the portfolio on GoPulse to see your asset values and play around and stuff like that, they're going to be updated. They've just updated that, so you'll never have to manually select assets anymore. To get started, go to Edit, top right, Assets, Scan for tokens, and close. So now they've got a scanner on there for your portfolio, and they will find the assets that you have and add them for you. So please test and give feedback, actual feedback, not token listing requests, right? Give them actual feedback there, and that is from GoPulse. So well done to GoPulse on that one, and they continue to bring alpha for us. But of course, the big thing is going to be another big thing they got coming up for us is that block explorer. I think we really look forward to that. You know, we've got Pulse, we got Block Scout at the moment. We've got what did I forget? I forgot another. It's the second time, 2 times I'm forgetting today. We've got Block Scout. I've forgotten that. I'm just gonna pass it by. I've forgotten that at the moment. Normally I'm doing pretty well with this, but sometimes it still gets me down. Otter. The Otto. I think it's Otto. Anyway, we got that, and we've got the other one. We got the third one as well. I've just forgotten them all. I'm gonna have to do some homework. All right, so that is pretty cool. Check that out. What else there? I think that's it. Oh, Beacon Explorer. The Beacon Explorer. We've got the Beacon Explorer. See, there it comes. It comes. Just got to go further back into this time space and pull those out. All right, that is pretty much it. Let's get into the Hex Daily Stats. It's looking good. The Hex Daily Stats here. So hex.com, check it out. Let's see who it is. We've got day 152 and 1409. So looks like we've got day 152 hot off the press here from the Pulsechain side, but Ethereum's not out yet. We've got the 11th of November, 11th of October, sorry. I'm jumping a month in the future. We've got the price there at 7300th of a penny, almost 7400th. The price is actually up today. Yay! It's up 0.8%. That's kind of cool. The Hex payout per T-share is 6.694 Hex per T-share. That is the major payout. So if you've got T-shares that you're mining with, that's your payout today. The share rate is up 6.6. We're at 30,047. Woohoo! We're expecting to be about 32,500 by the end of the year, to give you some idea. And on the 22nd of November, we're expecting a 1,400 Hex per T-share jump up there. So that's the key number. Average mining length is 6.99 years on the old Pulsechain. 38.8% APY for existing T-share miners. We've got the T-shares in the ownership pool down 6,600. We're sitting at 9,811,000 T-shares at the moment in the ownership pool. Let's go to the lock percentage of coins. 9.49% of Hex is locked on the old Pulsechain. 1.7 million Hex penalties today. So really good penalties the last couple of days. Look at that. We've got 65.7 million Hex in the reward pool. So if you're mining with T-shares, you're earning that reward there. The reward pool, pretty cool. The growth in the numbers, we're up 26 liquid holders. We're up 17 miners. We've got 124,470 miners, 16 miners. So that's going up all the time. Really, really great. Look at those numbers. Good, looking good. So adoption for Hex on Pulsechain is looking very good, isn't it? With the mining numbers going up. That's the key number, really. It's about the miners interacting there. Very, very cool. So obviously super cheap to operate. 450 times cheaper than Ethereum, give or take. Very, very exciting. So that's the results for day 152. Hex.com. Check it out, folks. And of course, we got Ethereum out too. We're going to quickly go through this number. This is Hex on Ethereum. You can obviously mine on Ethereum as well. The 11th of October, of course, price there at just above 0.3 of a penny, down 0.5%. And we have seen quite a bit of price weakness there on the Ethereum side. Payout per T-share, 6.645 Hex per T-share is your payout today. Pretty much that. No change in the share rate there. We're still under 30,000 for the share rate, but that's going to change as we move forward in time. Average mine length there, 7.13 years, so way longer really than, or quite a bit longer than the Ethereum side. And of course, the APY, they're higher today, 39.27%. Let's look at the T-shares on the ownership pool, up 2,000 today, so not down like Pulsechain, but up. We're sitting at 9,764,000 T-shares in the ownership pool on the old Ethereum side. And Hex has got 9.27% is now locked on the old Ethereum side. Penalties today really low. Look at that, 88,000. That's completely contrast to the Pulsechain side. and we're sitting just below 65 million in the payout reward pool there. Looking at the numbers, we're down 5 liquid holders on the Ethereum side, and we're down 8 miners as well. And we're sitting at 119,923 miners on the Ethereum side. So what's that? That's about 4,500, almost less than on the Pulse chain at the moment. So definitely we're seeing that divide happen with the different tokenomics and sentiments and different liquidity bonding as well. All right, so that is the numbers. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Woohoo! Let's have a quick look at the Coast stable before we get back into the chat there as well. Coast has been pretty stable. Let's have a look at the pool. And once again, you can use Brian's referral link to get 5,000 weight token bonus. It's kind of cool, as well as bridge on some fiat into stablecoin. Looking very good here at the moment. There's 81K in the liquidity pool on the old Pulsechain, but of course PHX is even more efficient because it's a fork balancer, has better invariant functions for that. Let me just log on there. And PHX Coast is a lot of Coast is sitting in the pool here on PHX. So we've got about 81K sitting in the Pulsechain pool, but we've got a ton of it sitting here on PHX, the balancer fork, which has better invariant functions for stablecoin swapping. And we can see the main pool there. It's now got $3.1 million. Woohoo! It's going up and away. And look at the yield, 17 to 42% on stablecoins. Smack yourself. That's like awesome. So really cool. Did I just smack myself? I think I did. All right. So we got how much is in the pool? We got 2.3 million CST stablecoins in the pool. Woohoo! This used to be zero, right? Was CST came around, but that's all economic energy coming onto Pulsechain, and it's a very encouraging sign, right? We want to see these encouraging signs, and of course, the bigger, the better, right? The bigger, the better, and of course, so we're going to have 2 more stablecoins coming soon, internally generated, of course, Liquid Loans, USDL, and Power Cities PXDC. They're coming down the pipeline, and they're going to be internally generated, just like the Federal Reserve that generates its own currency. We're going to generate ours as well. All right, that is pretty awesome. Let's jump away from there. That is pretty much it on the numbers. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's get back in the chat. We're 58 minutes on the hour. We're doing pretty good. But let's go back into the chat and catch up on all the comments that I haven't read yet today. Let's have a look here. Bam, 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 bam. Let's jump back up here. What did I get up to? We got up to where did we go up to? We got up to Adam. We definitely got up to Adam there. Got jump through some of those comments. We've got Blair Salem. Did I get to Blair? I'm not sure. Hi all. Good to see you, Blair. Excavator says RH ecosystem for absolute epic gains. Absolutely. Yeah, boy. Harry Williams as well. Yo, yo, yo. Good to see Harry. Yo, 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 says Harry. Nice to see Harry. We are so early, says Excavator. Absolutely. Rich May says, when Mitras, sir. Yeah, they were supposed to be soon, right, Rich? But they are on testing at the moment. So their soon was probably one of those, 2 more weeks type of soon. But they're definitely coming pretty close. They should be the next one to launch. There, Rich. Should be the next one to launch. Hex Greater says, chilling with the homies every week with Superman on Hex Token YouTube and the Killer Discord. Absolutely, Excavator. Well said. Let me see what else we got. Let me just jump through some of those. We got Brian, of course, jumped in the house, our community leader. Good to see you, Brian. Nothing finer than a hex miner, says Hexfed. I like what you did there with the flow of those words. Let's see what's in there. Brian says V-Bucks on Pulsechain. V-Bucks on Pulsechain, says Brian. Let's see where else has jumped in here. That is Brian's link to Coast if you want to on-ramp directly to Pulsechain with fiat to CST stable. You can see there's a decent amount of liquidity sitting in that pool now, which is really good for trading, for swapping it in and out without too much slippage. That is the Discord link if you want to join Discord. I do encourage you to join Discord. And we've got 7 chats there, and we've got audio chats as well, video chats, and all the information around Pulsechain and Pulsechain projects. So definitely get in there. There's tons of stuff. Let's jump through all that. We've got Blobfish King arrived. You can see Blobfish King. Welcome to the chat too. Jump through more comments there. Some fireworks from Wookie. I like that. Got a good attitude in the chat today. Amazing. Hello friends. Pumpkin Owl is here. Never fear. Hoot, hoot. Yeah, looking good. Anyone staking Hex? Yeah, a lot of people staking Hex is my I would suggest. I'm sure you get a lot of yeses for that. Let me see here. Coming through some of that. Jump through all those comments. Crypto Bear says you will be assimilated. Resistance is futile. Good Pulsechain slogan. Yeah, I like that. That is cool, actually. You will be assimilated. Resistance is futile. Yeah, I love that, man. I should put something in the video like that. I kind of gave up on buying and staking EX since Pulsechain. These low prices are looking wild. Says Pumpkin High. Yeah, it's a lot of people. We see it's almost just under 120,000 miners on the ETH chain there, Pumpkin High. There's a lot of people doing it, and their price is looking pretty attractive. Yeah, Discord, join. Pumpkin High. Ethereum fees, nobody ever wants to go back to them. I would love to have all of them back in one place. Yeah, true. But the gas rate, the gas at the moment is like 5 Gwei on Ethereum. It's pretty low. Oh, of course, we know when a bull market comes, that's going to completely change in the future. So, yep. Come on, Power Steady Liquid Loans, absolutely. Super bullish this excavator. Who else has jumped on here? Pulsechain is the best chain, says Pumpkin Owl. Nothing compares. Indeed. Jump like Sandy Beach posted something. I just don't know what it means exactly. Cheers to the Hex Token YouTube channel. Diehards here every day. Woohoo! Thanks, Super, for bringing the news every day. You're welcome. Let me jump through some of those comments there. Our Hex Token community is one of the best in our ecosystem. So glad to be part of it, says Sandy Beach. Absolutely. We got Kim in the house. Hey, Kim, on Superman Crypto. Hi, Sir and all sirs. Good to see you, Kim. Welcome to the chat. We got Valiant as well. Crypto box says live long and prosper with Pulse. I like that. Official disclaimer: Crypto Spock is not a financial advisor. That's hilarious. Who else has jumped in there? Kim said some good dumping to join in on. Yeah, well, I don't know about that. You always say that when the dumping's on, but you're supposed to accumulate when it gets down to the. You let the sellings get to exhaust itself, and then you're supposed to buy them. Supposed to buy at the bottom. Joe Bryan says, "Love your faith, Superman." No, you're welcome. That's not a problem. We're here every day, Joe. We're here every day. we're documenting the Pulsechain growth. So we're here on the up and the down days, on the uptrends and the downtrends. We're still streaming. There's nothing's changing there. And we're just starting day 153, folks. 153. It's still pretty early. Still in the first 6 months, aren't we? And we've got this month's going to be a blast with the big protocols launching. Should be fun. Woohoo, says Blair. Absolutely, get excited. Kim says, I follow the trend, I was told. That's pretty funny, Kim. 1 million EHEX is $3,060. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. All right, so that is you can pick up 1 million EHEX, which is pretty awesome, for $3,061. Pretty amazing. That's a good observation there, Sandy Beach. All right, there we are. What does it Kim say? Dump with direction or support the buyers. Yeah. Okay. As long as you buy, you try to try and get the bottoms and the tops on the chart there. A good old count. Right. Let's leave that. We're going to wrap up today. An hour and 4 minutes. That's pretty good, right? I hope you guys enjoyed day 152, folks. It was pretty good. Really some bullish stuff happening generally in the market. There is some challenges out there, geopolitical, that sort of stuff, but so far, so good. Things are looking pretty good for the markets. And this quarter might be quite a good quarter. Crypto, of course, is a bit sluggish at the moment. Maybe it will have its day in the sun before the quarter ends. Fingers crossed on that. Sandy Beach says, thank you, Hex Token. You're most welcome. And thank you, Sandy Beach, for all you do too. All right, let's wrap up here. We're going to play out some cool music. Play a special for Sandy Beach with that nice little comment at the end. So this is for you, Sandy. There we go. Bam, bam. Peace out. Bye for now.
Well, I drifted off again at work, thinking about Pulsechain. And occasionally I think back to that twerk, Richard Hart bringing his game. Well, I didn't make the sacrifice 'cause I came too late, but day one I'm still making it rain. Oh, I drifted off again at work, thinking about Pulsechain. I woke up in a sweat last night, dreaming about Pulse X. Won't be long before I'm going to bed wearing a Rolex. There's so much to love about it, I can't pick my favorite. It's almost better than sex. Well, I woke up in a sweat last night, dreaming about Pulse X. If you wanna be set up for life, you better stake your hats. Might as well start with 5555, a financial suplex. Generational wealth is just a click away. It's a Nobel Prize worthy flex. If you wanna be set up for life, you better stake your hats. A financial suplex, a Nobel Prize worthy flex. You better stake your hats.
Yeah.